A group of veterans, soldiers, and their supporters are biking across battlefields in Europe to honor the sacrifices of the past and to help support soldiers living today. The team will cycle 550 kilometers over the next week in the second annual Battlefield Bike Ride organized by Wounded Warriors Canada. The event kicked off yesterday at the Canadian National Vimy Memorial in northern France. Scott Maxwell is the executive director of Wounded Warriors and one of the organizers of the bike ride. He joins us from Passchendaele. Scott, how's it going out there?
Oh, it's amazing. Thanks for having me on, and we're happy to chat about this. It's been an amazing day yesterday at Vimy, of course, and then here in Passchendaele today, just leaving an incredible cemetery reflecting the service and sacrifice of thousands of Canadians in our conflict and our support in World War I.
And what are some of the prominent locations you'll be visiting through this ride?
Well, we started at Vimy Ridge, obviously, in many respects the birthplace of Canada, felt by many, and then today Passchendaele will be going all the way up, through Flanders, Passchendaele today, with the goal being to get to Groesbeck Cemetery on Friday as part of the 70th anniversary of the liberation of the Netherlands. So it's an all-encompassing week for our riders who have done an amazing job to train and raise funds for the last 7 months to support those living with operational stress injuries like post-traumatic stress. And now for this next 6 days, we get to walk in the footsteps of the fallen and pay our respects.
Can you tell us more about your team? I understand you have, 86 riders, including war veterans, and an Olympic athlete?
Yeah, we have Dave Duncan, who's one of our ambassadors for the charity. He was a Sochi alpine ski cross Olympian. He's been doing these rides with us since last year and again this year, and will continue forward. We've got civilians from coast to coast, serving and retired members of the Canadian Forces from coast to coast. So it's it's one Team Canada composed of individuals spread all across the country from different backgrounds and walks of life that really have come together and bonded together to do this, to raise a lot of money for those living at home with injuries as a result of their service to Canada.
So what is it like for you and Team Canada as you bike through these Canadian war sites, retracing the steps of those soldiers?
Okay. Absolutely. It's extremely emotional. There's a lot of fun had between the stops and the cenotaphs and ceremonies. But let me tell you, once you get to these cemeteries, there's not a dry eye, there's not a sound. You can hear a pin drop. It's quite something, and you don't realize how much of Canada is still here, still serving in many respects, as they say. And you almost have to see it to believe it, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I believe you with that, Scott. So 550 kilometers in a week. What's a typical day like for you and the team?
Well, you get up early. You're up in the morning, breakfast at 7. Luggage is out front for transport at 8. Briefings by 8:30, 9, and then you're on the road from 9 to 5, or sometimes a little bit later. And you're checking out all the different battlefield stops along the way each day. So it's a grind. It's certainly not, some might think, of a vacation. It requires time, effort, training, diligence to do this. But what an incredible feeling once you get through each day, and ultimately once we get through the entire route, culminating on Friday.
And what a way to fulfill the sentiment of Wounded Warriors, the motto being honor the fallen, help the living.
Help the living. I mean, if anything we do, the Battlefield Bike Ride probably best embodies that guiding ethos of Wounded Warriors Canada. When you think about it, as I said, for 7 months, they've been raising substantial funds to support those living at home with operational stress injuries, and for 7 days here. So that's obviously helping the living, and we're going to do what we've been doing our best here yesterday and today, and we will to Friday to honor the fallen as part of the battlefield stops along the way. So it really encaptures the guiding ethos of the charity, to honor the fallen and help the living. It's what guides our programming across the country and guides our effort at Wounded Warriors Canada.
Well, we wish you and your team all the best, Scott. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on, and we greatly appreciate the support. If those are interested in supporting a rider, just go to woundedwarriors.ca and you can click on the Battlefield Bike Ride link there.
Great. Scott Maxwell, Executive Director of Wounded Warriors. Thanks again joining us from Passchendaele.